Well, it's been about a month now since we've all been cooped up in the same house with the same people, and I don't know about you, but in our home, sometimes it seems this home isn't big enough for the both of us, if you know what I mean.
The same things, competing for the same stuff.
He's always using my stuff. Oh, no. That's going too far. You can't take all the cereal.
What do you mean? I was here first.
We're drawing the line. Come on.
Whoa. No. That's not okay. No. I was here first. It seems like in times like this, it is easy to get annoyed with our family or those we're spending time with.
It's the little things, but they seem like such big things, especially because right now stuff is pretty disappointing. This is not the way we intended our April, May, June, possibly July to go.
Ugh.
It's kind of a bummer.
Huge bummer.
But I wonder if somewhere in the midst of this, something that seems to be a bummer, if there actually might be an opportunity for us.
Yeah, like an unexpected gift. You know, we wouldn't want the virus for Christmas. You wouldn't want to be asking for that. But what if there was...
I wouldn't want the virus for Christmas.
What if there was a gift for us with the virus? What if God wanted to use this virus and the pressure of this situation, the hardship of no school, no friends, no fun really, locked down at home, to actually give us a gift?
It's kind of like an opportunity that we weren't expecting, and maybe we learned something different that we wouldn't normally learn if we had all the normal stuff.
That's right. Kind of like the cross. Last week was Easter, and we celebrate that Jesus died on the cross. The cross doesn't actually seem like that great of a gift. But when Jesus rises from the dead, we see how great of a gift it was. You know, there's another story in Scripture that I think can really help us in a season like this of how God can use something that doesn't seem great, something that's hard.
Like getting the virus for Christmas.
Yeah. As something really good for us. So take a look at this story. It's done by my friends, the Skit Guys.
Jacob had 12 sons, and his favorite was a guy named Joseph.
Yes, and Joseph, Jacob loved Joseph so much that he made him this beautiful coat. Now, I'm not talking just any coat. I mean, it was like this Technicolor coat. I mean, it was truly amazing.
Okay, just, you know what, call it what it was, okay? It was a rainbow coat, all right? I mean, can you imagine a dad giving a son a rainbow coat?
Hey, son, look what I got for you. Look at this coat right here. Look at
Dad.
How
Hey,
are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Did you know you're my favorite?
Well, yeah, I got that idea. Your limp. How's your limp?
Oh, it's good.
Yeah. How'd you say you got that again?
Old wrestling wound.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
got it,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
great.
Now, look, I made you this coat. You like it? You like it? You like it?
Are you sure you didn't make that for Mom?
No. I made it for you. It's a rainbow coat. I couldn't just pick one color.
That's you could have.
No.
You could have picked one color.
No,
but
it's for you.
You know what? That's fine. Thanks,
No,
Dad.
put it on. You
know what? I'd rather not.
I need you to put it on.
You know,
Come on, you're my favorite. Put it on.
Okay. Oh, this is awkward.
Yes.
There we go.
Oh,
everybody.
yes. Look at that.
Huh?
What do you think?
Well, it seems like a Care Bear threw up on it.
Oh, it's beautiful. You're my favorite.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
You know what? For us to see colors like that back in my day, we'd have to smash our head against a wall just to see Technicolors like that.
It's so funny. I want to smash my head against a wall right
There you
now.
go. Do your brothers know that you're my favorite?
I think it's understood.
I'll tell them. He's my favorite!
And he was his favorite. And actually, Joseph started getting in on the same thing. Not only would he brag about being his favorite, but he started telling his brothers about these weird dreams he was having. Hey, Simeon.
Hey, bro, what's up?
Just wearing my coat.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I didn't want to tell you this, but people around town, they are talking about you and your coat, and they're kind of making fun of you.
Jealous.
No, I don't think they're jealous. I mean, it's a rainbow coat, dude.
And it's awesome. Do you know why I have a rainbow coat?
Yeah.
I'm Daddy's favorite.
I know.
Yeah, you know what? I was
What?
going to tell you.
Uh-huh.
Just the other night, I had this dream. You know what it was about?
What? That you died?
No, that's not even funny, okay? No.
Kind of is.
It was so cool. It was like you guys were bowing down to me, and I was all like, check it out, you know? And I was all like, go, Joseph, you know what I mean. Go, Joseph, here in my dream. What do you think of that?
That's what I think about that.
And that is what they thought about that. In fact, the brothers were so angry with Joseph that they had a how to get rid of Joseph meeting with everyone present except for Joseph.
All right, the how to get rid of Joseph meeting with everyone present except for Joseph now may come to order. Yes, what is it, Zebulon?
Why are you talking with a British accent?
Because everybody in the Bible talks with a British accent.
Oh, excellent. Yes. Carry on. Yes.
All right. What should we do to get rid of our brother Joseph? Anyone but Zebulon. He's the creepy one. Anyone else? Come on.
Me.
Other brothers. He watches
Me.
he plays way too much video games. Come on.
Please,
Anyone else?
choose me.
All right, Zebulon. What do you think?
I say we blow off his face with a bazooka.
All right. See, that's what I'm talking about. We cannot do that. We have to make it look inconspicuous. How about this? How about we sell him as a slave?
Boring.
All right. We rip up the coat.
Yes.
And we put blood all over it. And
Yes.
we tell Daddy that he's dead.
I'll get the blood. Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
And that's exactly what they did. And the brothers thought they were rid of this dreamer. But here's the deal. When God has a vision, nothing can stop God.
Yeah, and Joseph was a slave. It seemed like the end of everything. But actually, things were going well for him. He was working for a guy named Potiphar. They had a good relationship, and all things were good until Potiphar's wife enters the scene.
Hello, Joseph. How are you, Joseph?
Hello, Mrs. Potiphar's wife.
How are you, Joseph? You are like a red hot chili pepper. Has anyone ever told you that, Joseph?
No, I don't understand what you're saying.
Joseph, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, it's true. I saw your face in a crowded place, and I don't know what to do. I'm so in love with you, Joseph.
You're a cougar. Why, Mrs. Potiphar's wife, are you trying to seduce me?
Is it working?
Not so much.
It's either me or jail, baby.
I choose jail. And he chose jail. Or rather, he got thrown into jail. And at that point, it seemed like the end for Joseph. But in all actuality, it was just another new beginning.
What was amazing was Pharaoh started having these dreams. And then Joseph started interpreting these dreams. And they were dreams about cows.
Eat more chicken.
And the most amazing thing about these dreams, because of these dreams, Pharaoh started finding favor on Joseph, and Joseph went from a slave to second in command. And meanwhile, while Joseph was living in the lush life, like the hills, his brothers were living like the hillbillies.
Yeehaw!
That's good. And so a famine hit the brothers' world in their world, in their little town. And so the brothers went to the king just to beg for food. And when the brothers got there, lo and behold, they saw Joseph. And can you imagine what that must have looked like? The brothers who they sold as a slave looking at their brother, that coat and everything. What were they going through? Especially the emotional brother Gad.
Oh, I can't believe this. We were starving, and then we came here, and it's Joseph. Oh, and he's gonna kill us dead. We were mean to him. Why were we so mean? I can't take this emotional roller coaster. I wish Oprah were here. She would give us food. You get a hamburger, you get a hamburger, you get a hamburger, you get a hamburger. Oprah.
And right then, before their very eyes, they saw their brother. And what did their brother Joseph
He killed them.
No.
He slayed them all. He laid them out and destroyed his evil brothers and brought about his evil revenge. And the moral to the story, children, is revenge works. Destroy anyone who has ever hurt you before. Take them outside and destroy them. Go now. Find them. Kill them.
No, that's not the moral of the story. The moral of the story is that Joseph showed forgiveness over his brothers, and every time that we see like there's a dead end, it's only deliverance for God's vision, for God's purpose, and what God wants to do.
And we ran out of time. But you know what? That's another part of the story. It's not always about us and what we have planned and what we're going to do. It doesn't matter what time we've set up, because the truth of everything is it's not our time, it's always God's timing.
And it's not your story, it's God's story. Thank you.
Wow, that was quite the interesting interpretation of Joseph's story.
But you know, the thing about that story in Joseph, it's one of those stories that you have this just disaster, and yet Joseph doesn't stay whining. He doesn't complain. He doesn't just turn inward and get depressed and sit on the couch eating Cheetos. I guess not on the couch, in prison. He trusts in God, and he makes the most of a really crummy situation. And because of it, God uses Joseph to turn that crummy situation into an amazing, amazing opportunity that changes his whole life.
Yeah, my favorite part from that Joseph story is when Joseph said, "What you intended for evil, God worked out for good." Like, God does something incredible.
Well, it sort of reminds me of this whole coronavirus situation. I mean, the situation is kind of evil, and it's ruining lives, it's ruining jobs, it's ruining our fun, and that might seem like a silly thing, but God cares about our fun too. And there's a verse in Romans 8, verse 28 that says this. It says, "But we know that God works all things, even really crummy things, God works all things together for good to those who love him and are called according to his purpose." And that doesn't mean that things will always be fun or easy or rosy. It says that even when the hard things come, God is committed to turning them around for good, just like the story of Joseph. Even though he sat around in jail, God turned it for good and changed the whole world. And I wonder if there might be some opportunities hidden in this whole coronavirus situation for all of us.
That's right. Like, some of us, we're just bored at home, and we're trying to just pass the time. So we're binge watching Netflix. We're doing a little bit of homework. We're playing a ton of video games, and we're just waiting for this thing to end. And instead of just waiting for this thing to end, what would it look like for you to seize the opportunity to use this time as a gift and live a little different?
What do you mean by that, Jordan? How could it be a gift?
Well, there's lots of things that many of us want to do or want to be like, but we feel like we don't have the time or we don't have the space. And some of those things, like getting to know God, picking up the 56er Bible reading challenge and starting to read along with us. For some of us, we've wanted to learn to talk to God, and now we've got maybe time to pray for our friends, for our neighbors, for our family, for those in our life who don't know Jesus.
Or it might even be something more tangible. Like maybe you want to make a difference during this coronavirus. Maybe you want to actually sit down with paper and pen and write some letters to people in our community who are on the front lines. Maybe you want to encourage them. Or maybe, since some of you probably can't see your grandparents or aunts and uncles or other people in your life, you could use this as a time to encourage them by writing them or spending time FaceTiming them or getting to know them in a different way. And you know what? that would be an opportunity of a lifetime that you will never look back on and regret.
So pause the video right now. What we want you to do is we want you to get a piece of paper and a pen. Instead of doing a Lectio today, we're going to do different. Grab that stuff, and here's what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we want you to write down and think about these areas. We want you to think about how could you be a better family member during this time? What are some ways that maybe you can be build relationship with your sibling or build a relationship with your parents? So write number 1, family. What could you do? Number 2, we want you to write down God. What could you do to get to know God more during the season? Write down what you could do. Number 3, we want you to write down with your community. What could you do to make a difference in people's lives who are fighting the coronavirus? Maybe a doctor or a nurse or someone in the community who you know. Who could you write a letter? Write their name down for number 3. Those 3 things, those 3 ideas, you take time to write it and do it. You would not waste this time. And it would be used as a gift for you to get to know God more, for you to be able to care about others, and actually make a difference.
When you don't even just have to stop there. There might be some other creative things that you actually want to use this season for. You could learn a language, you could start doing piano. So this is just the starting point of how God might use this really crummy situation to be an opportunity to change your life for good.
That's right. So put down the vids, put down the remote, and hit it. We'd love to see how God could use this in all our lives. All right, later 56ers.